Hey guys, my name is Jonathan Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I want to go ahead and talk about why your pressure washing business almost went out of business in the wintertime, right? Because I've always wondered, how come some of my clients thrived in the wintertime, and then how come some of my clients almost go out of business, right? And a lot of my clients that almost go out of business, it's not because of the marketing that we're doing, guys. It's because of the things that I'm going to discuss, further on in the video. Because it's allowed me to go ahead and see how successful businesses run and how non-successful businesses run, right? And the two. And another reason why is because we'll talk to a lot of prospects who will hit us up in January, February time wanting to, partner with us when it comes to the marketing services, but they tell me how they almost went out of business during the winter time, right? And so the conventional reasons, as we know, why a lot of businesses, why a lot of exterior cleaning businesses or pressure washing businesses almost go out of business during the wintertime is because seasonality, right? People aren't looking for exterior cleaning services, especially during the wintertime, after the holidays of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Another one could just be weather conditions, because weather conditions don't allow you to pressure wash, you know what I mean? If it's below 32 degrees, that's freezing temperatures, right? And then you have the safety concerns when it comes to the winter time, freezing temperatures and all of that. Because another thing too is just going to be morale, because employees aren't going to want to work during the winter time, right? A lot of them don't want to work outside in that cold, and so some of them tend to quit. You guys know the whole nine when it comes to that, right? Then you have equipment maintenance, trying to do the antifreeze, trying to maintain your equipment during the winter time and winterizing your equipment. So we all know about that. And then we know that not everybody offers a slew of services like snow removal, or they don't offer Christmas light installation. So you have limited services that you're able to offer, right? And so those are the conventional reasons, because those conventional reasons I just named are just decreases in profitability, right? All of those reasons right there when it comes to maintaining your equipment, employees quitting and doing all of that, weather conditions, all of that just leads to decreased profitability, right? And so what I want to talk about are the real reasons as to why pressure washing businesses almost go out of business during the winter time. Because like I said, I have a lot of data and I have a lot of clients that I can talk to, and I've seen very good examples of businesses and I've seen very bad examples of businesses. So the first one I'm going to talk about is turning off advertising, right? That's my first one I'm going to talk about when it comes to the real reasons. Because I heard a good quote, and I think it's Henry Ford, but don't quote me on that, guys, right? But it says turning off advertising to save money is the equivalent of turning off your watch to save time, right? And I'll say it once again, turning off your advertising to save money is the equivalent of turning off your watch to save time. Simply does not make sense in that sense, right, guys? Because what a lot of clients will do during the wintertime is they'll tell me, Jonathan, we're gonna go ahead and turn off our marketing, we'll ramp back up next year, right? And I say, well, are you taking a 2-month break? What's going on? And they're saying, no, I just need to watch out for my profitability, right? And I think that's because they think that they won't yield a return, or that they're actually saving that money in that sense, when that could be further from the truth. Because I say, and I will always say, guys, if you're gonna cut off one source of lead generation, you need to be able to replace it with another one. So what a lot of guys tend to do, and I've consistently seen with businesses that aren't as successful, is that when they turn off one source of marketing to save money, they just continue doing the same thing they were already doing without replacing that other facet, or without ramping up other marketing avenues or advertising avenues as well. And a lot of those top businesses, they advertise throughout the wintertime, because you can pivot. You can start to offer more services in that sense and advertise more services, which is a solution to this, right? And this is what I would tell you guys to do, is that you guys would want to go ahead and offer more services, or you guys would want to go ahead and, like I said, offer your services that are congruent with the season. And so a lot of guys will tell me, I don't like gutter cleaning, I don't like doing any of that kind of stuff. Well, I say, look, gutter cleaning, window cleaning, because those are two of services that I hear pressure washing businesses always say they hate doing. But window cleaning, like I said, and gutter cleaning will allow you to survive during that winter time. I know it, I have the data, we've been advertising for it for a lot of our clients, and with good results. some of our clients actually get more window cleaning leads than they get exterior cleaning leads, right? Especially when it comes to gutter cleaning, window cleaning, they get more leads during the wintertime than they do like pressure washing jobs, like your average house washing, driveway, all of that, right? Especially roof cleaning. Nobody really does roof cleaning in the wintertime, except if you're in Florida, right? Or somewhere like in the northwest, like Seattle, or west coast like California. And so that's one thing that you guys definitely want to go ahead and do, is make sure that you have that congruency. And also, like I said, you can offer more services like Christmas light installation. If you do have areas where it snows, like if you're in Denver or Seattle or areas like that, you can also offer snow removal. So you definitely want to go ahead and beef up the services that you're providing so that you can advertise more, right? Because that's my second reason that I'm going to say, is that you're just not offering services that are congruent to the wintertime, right? And so then your business gets on a standstill. It's kind of like trying to feed a fat kid vegetables, you know? They're really not going to eat vegetables, and it's just like trying to offer house washing services to people that aren't congruent with buying that type of service in the wintertime, right? So you have to be able to pivot and adapt with your business, which, like I said, my number 2 reason is, go ahead and expand the services that you're offering in that sense. You have limited services that you're providing. That's why you're almost going out of business, because you're not producing enough jobs, right? And that directly impacts, like my last point, when it comes to advertising. So yes, offer more jobs. If you can, Christmas light installation, get window cleaning, gutter cleaning, do more of those jobs. They may not be as profitable as a house wash, as a roof clean, but at the end of the day, they are what's going to go ahead and allow you to stay consistent during the wintertime. Now my third reason is going to be, not extracting value from your customer list. So a lot of you guys are not extracting that value from your current and past customers in that sense, right? You're not extracting the value of that because, like I said, some people may have not gotten your services during that time, so always extract services. As I've said in previous videos, and like I said with my last point, you guys are one of the few home service businesses that can actually, extract value from one particular customer 3 to 4 times in a year. You could do a house wash or a gutter cleaning, window cleaning for them in the wintertime, right? You can go ahead and do a house wash, roof clean for them in the springtime. You could, like I said, you could do gutter cleaning for them again in the fall time, right? And then you could hang their lights in the wintertime. So a better timeline for me to say that thing would be, in the wintertime, you could hang their lights, right? During the springtime, you could do window cleaning, house washing, roof cleaning, whatever it is. During the fall time, you could do gutter cleaning and keep repeating that cycle, right? And you can extract that value from your customers in that sense, because a lot of you aren't utilizing that, and that's a gold mine. And some of you, what you're doing, like I said, because it kind of directly relates to this point, is that some of you guys aren't maximizing your CRM or don't have one at all. So you're not keeping track of your customers. You're not doing you're not doing anything when it comes to retaining customers, current customers and past customers. Therefore, like I said, you're not going to have that database that you can extract and that you can utilize whenever times, are getting hard and it's a little bit slower in the industry, right? Because it leads to my next point, which is no plan or no good plan. Because like I said, you see how all of these interconnect. Because you want to have a plan when it comes to advertising. You want to have a plan when it comes to hitting up your past customers. You want to have a plan when it comes to adding more services. I know a lot of guys, which you guys will be able to see a video that I'm doing with Matt Hayden of Clippa, is that a lot of guys are preparing for the Christmas light installation season already in February, March. They're getting the proper training, they're getting the proper certifications, they're getting the proper material, and they're already starting because they're enacting that plan before the actual Christmas light season starts, right? They're not trying to do it at the last minute. And a lot of guys don't have a good plan, or they don't have a plan at all that they've put into place to be able to do things. Like, they don't know when they're gonna advertise. See, for example, if right now it's February time frame, I know for a fact that if I owned an exterior cleaning company, what I would do right now is I would hit my customer list with discounts right now, and I'd say, look guys, book before March. Now the job doesn't have to be in March, right? But I'd say book before March, right? Book a date before March, and we'll give you like 25% off when it comes to our exterior cleaning services, or give a monetary value like $100 off when it comes, to our exterior cleaning services for whatever you need in that sense, right? And what you're gonna end up finding out is that you're gonna have a booked March, a booked April, and that's gonna give you the confidence. That's gonna allow you to kind of maneuver and shift some of the things that you're able to do, because you already know going into March, going into April, you have several jobs on the books already, and even May. Because guess what? You reached out to your customers in February because you had that plan, right? Because if you don't make a plan, you plan to fail. And a lot of guys end up doing that in that sense. And the next point that I want to go ahead and make is mismanagement of money. A lot of guys don't manage their money properly as well, because one key secret that I've always seen a lot of exterior cleaning businesses do, especially the successful ones, because a big thing and a big worry and a big scare and fear that I see a lot of exterior cleaning business owners have is they say, I'm gonna lose my top talent during the winter time, right? And they say, man, I just wanna keep my guys busy. They'll say things like that because they're like, I don't wanna lose the team I have. And trust me guys, I understand that completely, because it's very hard to find A players. So when you have A players on your team, you're gonna wanna keep them on the team, right? And so what you guys need to do is that when you're having your busy seasons, right? Like, you know, in April, May, June, or whenever your busy season is. Like if you're in Florida, it's from September to February, right? When you have your busy season like that, save a portion of that money for the winter time, right? I know it looks good. I know you could go out there and ball during that summertime, right? Or during the springtime, during your busy season, but you gotta save up. Like I said, especially if you're not gonna add any other services, because, you know, let's just say that you made, you know, let's say that on average you're a $350,000 exterior cleaning business and you have 2 or 3 good employees, right, that you're paying consistently, right? Maybe an office manager and then 2 other full-time guys in that sense, right? Well, what would happen if your 2 other full-time guys, because your office manager will always have things to be doing, but what happens if, like, your 2 full-time guys, right, if they don't have any jobs on the books with that? Well, like I said, if you average about, if you're doing $350,000, that's on average, you know, give or take $20,000 to $30,000 a month that you're making in your exterior cleaning business, right? Well, what you can do is probably not like you're making $20,000 to $30,000 every single month, but some months are up and some months are down, right? Like in January, you may be doing like 10,000, but then all of a sudden in April, you're doing 40, 50,000, right? So it balances out. Well, in those $40,000, $50,000 months, right? Go ahead and put $5,000 aside each of those months, because you're probably gonna have 3 or 4 months like that during your busy season. So if you were to save about $5,000 during that 4-month span of when you're really super busy and you're really killing it at that point, then that's $20,000 that you just saved. And that $20,000 that you just saved could go ahead, like I said, and pay your employees a nice little month bonus, whatever it may be, where you can tell your guys, hey guys, we don't have anything booked up on the jobs, but you know what? I'm gonna give you a month worth of salary still. You know, you guys just go ahead and come back. We'll go ahead and get it hard charging again in February. And you could give your guys a much needed vacation, rest, whatever they need. But you know that you have that money in the tank to be able to go ahead and utilize at some point in your business, right? Next thing I want to talk about, and probably one of the last things I will talk about, is no systems and processes in place, right? Because a lot of guys, like I said, all of this that I just talked about previously is also a symptom of not having systems and processes in place and just winging things, right? You don't know how much your equipment is. You don't know, you don't have a hiring system. So therefore, you're finding out these little cuts in your profitability that you may not be seeing, right? Because you don't have systems and processes. You're not able to equate, okay, then I know that Google Ads is going to bring me X amount of leads like it does every single year. I have the data to go in here and look at that because of my systems and processes that I have, right? Because a lot of guys will just be stuck on the truck and, you know, looking at other facets of their business, and so they don't have enough time to look at how to grow their business. They don't have enough time to implement those systems and processes in their business, because guess what ends up happening when you implement systems and processes? I always tell a lot of the guys that I work with as clients and all of that, and I say this specifically, I say in the wintertime, you want to go ahead and you want to do the things in your business that are going to really exponentially grow you, which is building systems and building processes. Because once you build systems and processes on a well-oiled machine, when your busy season hits, you're going to be even that much more profitable. right? It's like having a car whose engine consistently gets oil changes. If your car doesn't consistently get oil changes, that, you're gonna have a sputtered car. It's gonna be a sputtered drive, right? But it's gonna be a much more smooth drive if you're getting that all the time. And your car may even be more efficient, and it may drive faster, of course, right? So that's the same thing that you guys wanna go ahead and do in your business as well. You wanna have systems, you wanna have processes, you wanna have a certain type of pricing. Another example I want to give when it comes to not having systems or processes, because a lot of guys will talk to me about salesmen that they have, which really I tell them that they have estimators. Because a lot of these guys will say like, man, I have a guy that we're getting inbound leads and he's going out, he's quoting the job, he's closing them, right? And I'm saying, well, are they doing any cold stuff? And they say no. But, they're finding it a difficult time going ahead and finding the right commission for this person. And also this person misquoting things just to close a job, right? And we had this problem in my own junk removal business in that sense where we gave our employees an incentive to go ahead and close jobs. But what we found out our guys were doing is that they were doing things such as, undercutting our price, like our minimum by like 25% just to close a job, which messed up our profitability because we didn't have a system or process in place. But once we implemented that, once we implemented a foolproof way for them to give pricing, at that point, we went ahead and saw that profitability, right? And it's just adding things in your systems and processes like response-a-bid. So if you have an estimator, if you have response-a-bid, every single quote they should be doing should be going through response-a-bid, because that's going to be that's going to be a non-biased way. It's going to give the same output, depending on what you input on there. So that means that everybody's going to get the same exact answer every single time when they input the dimensions of the house, what kind of job it is, whatever it may be. So there's no ambiguity when it comes to that, right? So that you're able to implement that system and process, and you're able to get an estimator out there on board to go ahead and help you out. But I know I'm kind of going on a rant right now. This was kind of just a brain dump. I just sat here and I was like, you know what? I should make a video about this, because I got off a phone call with a client that unfortunately almost went out of business during the wintertime, right? And now they want to start their marketing back up. And I told them, dude, you should have never cut it off in the first place, right? So that's just one of those things, guys, that, like I said, I really care about this industry. I really care about helping you guys get to where you need to go. So if you guys have any questions, comments, please leave them below. I'll continue to make these videos for you guys. But like I said, if you want to get a free strategy session, and if you want to qualify to be able to work with us, or see if you qualify to work with us, go ahead and click the Get Free Strategy session URL below, and we will definitely be in touch. But until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.